Okay, sorry about that, guys. Hang on, just setting things up, though. Almost done. Okay, we are set. Alright, let's see. Where do we leave off? Oh, famous last words. Right here. Okay, so I'm trying to remember what happened last time. I remember or Hisao went to go talk to her in her room because she was sick. Oh yeah, and then he felt a little jealous of that one track captain. Yeah. And then he was watching her sleep, I remember, and he even said, I think I'm falling in love. So yeah, that's cute. Let's see what's going on now. A night of restlessness has left me feeling fairly groggy this morning. The events of the previous day keep intruding upon my mind. The memory of how Emmy felt against me. The memory of our wrestling match. And most bothersome, the memory of her nightmare. She was in so much pain. I can't stop wondering what it must be like for her to wake up with nobody there. The shower shocks me awake with hot water. Awake, but still worried. What will happen today? Will things just go back to normal? End of the episode, back to the status quo? There was a connection yesterday. Something that nearly pushed us past the boundaries of normal friendship. Bro, you literally said that you think you were falling in love. Or are you now second guessing yourself? Would that have been so bad? My mind goes back to look in Emmy's eyes after our pillow fight. It almost seemed like she was daring me to go on. Almost. But I can't know for sure. Anyway, the track captain's probably first in her affections. But even as I say that, my mind is already snorting derisively. I'm just looking for an excuse. A reason for everything to go wrong. A reason to not try. It's not as if I've seen the two of them together outside of track practice. And clearly he's never visited. Emmy said as much herself. If they were close, surely he'd visit. I'm such a wuss. I'd just go for it anyway. Damn the consequences. That's what Emmy would do, I think. Hell, I know that's what she'd do. Which is partially why I'm convinced there's no interest on her end. She hasn't acted either. Maybe because of this track captain. It's possible she's got a bit of an unrequited crush thing going on. But who will be able to clarify their relationship? It sure as hell can't be Emmy. She'd probably just laugh and ask why I wanted to know. And I'm not ready to answer that yet. Rin would probably just give me some cryptic answer or something. And then with my luck, she'd just ask Emmy, who would ask me why I wanted to know. And I've already covered that problem. I wonder, could I get away with asking the nurse? He seems pretty protective of Emmy. I'm sure he'd know if something was up. And he owes me for not letting Emmy know he forgot to tell me about her being ill, so he'll keep quiet. Would he ask me why I want to know, though? I could shake him off, just say I'm curious as a friend. He'll buy that, won't he? Of course. That's settled then. After the run, I'll talk to him while Emmy's waiting outside the office. There's no sign of Emmy when I arrive at the track. Is she still too ill? I decide to give her 10 minutes. I'm a little early, and she was ill yesterday, so if she takes a while to show up, it shouldn't be surprising. Still, I hate to just waste my time, so I occupy myself by stretching and pacing back and forth anxiously. What if I went too far yesterday? What if she doesn't come because she's embarrassed? What if... You're early again, Hisao. I'm impressed. Just like that, I feel some of the tension leaving my body. Emmy seems to be bright and cheerful as usual, with no sign that she even was ill the other day, much less had a less than restful sleep. Still, I have to ask. Sleep well last night? It's just a throwaway question, small talk. The sort of thing people ask someone they bump into in the cafe while getting their morning coffee. But not for us. At least, not for me. I don't know if Emmy realizes that I'm actually concerned about how well she slept last night. But the question does give her pause. After a short moment of what seems like her genuinely pondering this, she nods. Yep, sure did. Was it because of me? Did I actually help? Or are you just saying that again to stop asking questions? Good to hear. Emmy grins and begins warming up. So, ready to begin? Am I ready? Of course I'm ready. I was born ready. Emmy laughs at my bravado, and we take off running. I keep a steady pace the whole time, breathing steadily. I still feel dead at the end, but at least I don't gasp like a fish out of water now. Emmy is positively beaming after the run today. Nice job, Hisao. You're improving. You'll be half as fast as me in no time. The last line is delivered with a teasing grin that I've grown all too used to. Oh, how exciting. Emmy begins to run her sprints while I take a cool down lap. She's really pushing herself today. By the time I'm done with my lap, she's laying across one of the bleachers, looking exhausted. Goodness, not pushing it a little too much today, are you? You did just have a cold, you'll recall. Emmy gives an annoyed snort and sits up. Bah, I'm just trying to make up for lost time. That's all. I went twice as hard today, you know. A good run always gets the kinks out, you know. Clears the mind, too. Oh? Emmy nods vigorously. Yep, it's a great outlet for that sort of thing. She does not explain further, and I don't ask. I suspect I know the real reason she went so hard today. Being sick had nothing to do with it. Something's bothering her. Oh, fucking mouse. Get out of here. Maybe the nightmare. Maybe something else. It's not my place to pry. She'll tell me if she wanted to know. I'm sure that comes in handy. You have no idea. The sincerity in her voice confirms my suspicion. The only problem is, even though I know she'd tell me if she wanted me to know, I still want to know. Something on your mind, then? Emmy doesn't seem surprised by my question. Instead, she shrugs. Nah, it's nothing worth getting worried about. She seems as if she's trying to convince herself as much as she's convincing me. I opened my mouth to ask if yesterday is responsible for her current state of mind, but think better of it. Too much risk of her taking the question the wrong way. Besides, I'm not even sure myself what to think about yesterday. Really, I can only get about as far as how it felt to have Emmy sleeping next to me before my brain shuts down. Having her before me now, covered in sweat and looking wryly at me, she's making it difficult to think. Yeah, I hear you. We better hurry to see the nurse. We're running short on time. Are we always? Emmy laughs at this, a dry chuckle that seems almost That seems most un-Emmy-like. Too true. For a brief moment, she looks old, worn down by some old hurt. But just like yesterday, I can almost see her shouldering the burden, straightening it up slightly. And then she's back to being Emmy again. Come on then, Hisao. Race ya. With a sudden smile, she darts off. Hey, no fair. I take off after her, knowing I won't catch her, but not caring. Even if there's no chance of catching her, I'll still run after her. Emmy's waiting for me at the doors as I arrive. Well, well, look who's finally shown up. Yeah. Enjoy your victory while you can. Emmy grins as the nurse pokes his head out of the door. Well, there you are. Come on in, Hisao. In what has become a familiar routine by now, she checks my blood pressure and my heart rate. A bit fast today, isn't it? Yeah, I kind of raced Emmy here. The nurse laughs. That's never a good idea. He leans in to whisper to me in a conspiratory manner. I don't know if you heard, but Emmy's a bit of a track star. I roll back in mock surprise. Really? She never mentioned it before. The two of us share a laugh. Is she doing okay today? Cold seem to bother her? Why didn't we ask her? He rolls his eyes in exasperation. Of course I'm going to ask her too, but she'll tell me that she didn't have any problems regardless of whether or not she did. So I'm asking you, because you're her friend, and would probably tell me if she had trouble today. When he puts it that way, it makes a lot more sense. She seemed pretty good today, if a little more tired than usual. She was already feeling better when I dropped by yesterday, so I'm not that surprised. The nurse nods, though I noticed he tenses slightly when I mentioned yesterday's visit. Well, that's good to hear. I figured it was just a 24-hour thing. Emmy tends to recover quickly from colds and the like. Hey, speaking of Emmy, is she and the track captain... well, you know. Like a suspicion crosses his face. There it is. Why do you ask? Well, it's just that they seem kind of close, and I was just curious, you know? And I never asked her, because that would be kind of embarrassing. So far, so good. That'd really sell it. Besides, I think they make a cute couple. The nurse laughs. Well, I don't suppose you're the first to think that. But I think I could say with some certainty that the two of them will never do anything like that. Certainty? Yep. Not that I could tell you, of course. Confidentiality and all that. Yeah, right. You just like holding a secret over my head. That too. Right, get out of here. I'm a busy man, you know? I roll my eyes at his last statement and head out the door, motioning it to Emmy to go on in. The whole time I'm trying to keep from doing a celebratory dance. The two of them will never do anything like that. Oh shit, this is the first time we see text like right in the middle like that. That's precisely the sort of thing I wanted to hear. I'm half tempted to make some sort of move on Emmy right now, but I think the nurse would probably disapprove. Besides, I still don't know exactly how Emmy feels about me. I mean, it's obvious that she cares about me as a friend, but something more than that? I can't be certain. Even so, I can't help but feel hopeful. I just need to figure out a good time to tell Emmy exactly how I feel. That puzzle should keep me occupied for the rest of the day at least. The rooftop is completely deserted. Normally I could count on Reen to be up here before me, but she's strangely absent. I wonder if she decided to accompany Emmy to the cafeteria for once. That seems pretty unlikely, but it's all I can think of right now. Part of me wants to go look for Reen. Oh, excuse me, Helen, had a yawn. But a larger part of me, but a far larger part of me, is too pleased with the way the sun feels on my skin to care. I pick idly at my lunch while I wait for Emmy and Reen to show up. It does not take long for me to hear the sounds of someone coming up the stairs. I wait until the door begins to open before talking. Took you long enough. Keeping me waiting for you, honestly. The two of you are... Huh? Well, that's odd. The only person standing in the doorway is Emmy, who looks mildly confused. What do you mean, huh? It's me, you know, Emmy. We run in the mornings. She grins, and I feel my heart jump slightly in my chest at the sight. Yeah, I knew that. I'm just confused. Where's Reen? Emmy's grin is replaced by a rather guilty-looking expression. Yeah, about that. I kind of... sort of... Did you get her sick? Gave her my cold. Oh dear, you did get her sick. Oh dear, am I at risk too? It would make sense after all. Emmy and I were in close contact the other day. So what did she and Reen do that got her ill? Steady on, old lad. Don't go down that road. Bro, remember, Emmy helps her in the morning to get ready. So, well, she probably did it while she was sick. Reen's just probably got a worse immune system than me. Emmy seems shocked by my comment, like she hadn't considered that before. I hope not. I'll feel terrible if you get ill because of me, Hisao. Oh man, I think I feel fever coming on. Emmy looks horrified, and then quickly shifts into a more angry expression. Hisao, you stop getting sick this instant. This instant. Stop it. Stop being sick. I won't have it. Impulsively, she seizes me by the collar. Damn. Are you listening to me, Hisao's immune system? Get your ass in gear. I give a smart salute. Duly noted, ma'am. Emmy steps back and nods, satisfied. Good. You are not allowed to miss any of our morning runs after all. But you missed a morning run. Emmy crosses her arms and looks at me haughtily. Yes, but that's a special case. It was me, and not you. That's not an explanation at all. Emmy looks flabbergasted. You're kidding, right? That explanation makes perfect sense. No, it doesn't. It's a blatant double standard. I don't see what that has to do with anything. Oh, fine. Emmy seems pleased by her victory. Anyway, oh, whoops, sorry, that's Hisao. Anyway, is Rin going to be okay? She's not terribly ill, right? Emmy shakes her head. Nope, she'll be fine. I got her some cold medicine that should help her. Although, I probably should have made sure she didn't try to take them all at once. She's done it before, you know. Somehow I don't find this all that surprising. I doubt Rin is going to pay attention to maximum dosages and such. You should probably check in on her later then, just to make sure. Emmy shrugs. I'll stop by after practice. She'll be fine until then. I nod, figure that line of conversation is over. The only problem is, I don't know what else to talk about. Make your move, man. You guys are alone. So, you got any more track meets coming up? Oh, this is a terribly roundabout way of trying to see if she's free on the weekend. If she's free, then maybe I can ask her on a date or something. Well, assuming I can get myself to actually form the words. Emmy shakes her head. Nah, not for another couple weeks, I think. The season's winding down. Oh yeah, I came in right in the middle of things, didn't I? That mean exams are coming up soon? I should probably look into that. What do you do on weekends if there's not a meet? An eyebrow goes up and Emmy gets a teasing look on her face. You're awfully inquisitive today, aren't you? I shrug and hope it looks casual. Just making conversation. I don't know what it's like to be a track star after all. Flattery. Shares a hand idly. I'm not actually that good, you know? You just so happen to see me on a good day, is all. You liar. Yeah. But humility is a sign of a good athlete. At least that's what my dad used to say. She shrugs and tries unsuccessfully to hide the rather troubled expression her face has taken on. Hey, what's up? You seem bothered by something. Emmy starts to deny it, then sighs in defeat. Oh, you're late. Yes, A-Leaf, you are late. Don't worry, nothing too big happened. Right now, Hisao was just like... I gotta find out if she and that track captain are together. So, he goes and like asks the nurse like, "Hey, those two, I think they'll make a cute couple, huh?" And then the nurse goes, "Oh, I mean, you're not the first to say it, but they're not gonna do anything like that ever." So now Hisao's like testing the waters to see if he can go on a date with her. I wonder if she's too tired from being sick to get herself to deny it like usual. Or if she actually just trusts me enough at this point to open up. Well, you remember last night? Do I ever? Settle for nodding, however. That's not the first time that's happened to me. Actually, I get them kind of... She pauses, as if it suddenly occurred to her what she's doing. No scissors, I guess. Feels like she's breaking some sort of personal rule here. But she starts up again, choosing her words carefully. Well, not often, but on occasion. It's just been one of those weeks where that's what happens. A sigh escapes her. She looks terribly frustrated. I reach over and give her a hug, which, unlike last time, doesn't seem to shock her. Instead, she seems to relax as my arms wrap around her. We stay that way for a while. Hey, you know I was serious last night. You really can talk to me if stuff like this is bothering you. It's always difficult to do this sort of thing solo, you know? Emmy smiles and breaks the embrace, but stays leaning on my shoulder. Also, since I've been watching or listening to Icy's Katawa Shoujo stream, I was wrong. Remember how I called that he was going to pursue Hanako? No, he is doing the I'm going to answer how I would actually answer. Like how I would actually react to these situations instead of going for anyone in particular. And because he's been doing that, it looks like he might end up in either Reen's or Emmy's route. Because I see like the prologue is kind of shifting toward their story. So, yeah. We'll see. We'll see where he takes it. If he ends up on Reen's route, oh goddamn, I'm gonna have to stop. I can't listen to him. I won't be able to listen to it anymore because Reen is the only one I haven't done yet. She's the last one. So, I'm wrong about Hanako, but we'll see. Dang, I was so sure too. Okay, hang on, drink some water. Emmy smiles and breaks the embrace, but stays leaning on my shoulder. Thanks, Hisao. I'll be fine. I think. Here I see her reassembling herself, getting ready to bottle it up again. Bottle it all up again. There we go. I guess that topic's closed now. Presumption sex again, Moody. Yeah. So hey, given any more thought to that career survey? Can't say I have. I don't tend to plan very far ahead, you know. Although, I suppose I could at least start looking... excuse me, burp came up. I could start looking into college, huh? I shrug. I suppose, unless you were serious about that pirate thing. Last I checked, pirates didn't have much need for universities. Unless there's like a pirate university out there somewhere. Emmy giggles and starts to look a little like her old self. But there's a new element to her expression. Impish. That's how I describe it. Emmy looks impish. Looking up at me with her head nestled into my shoulder. Would you come with me if I ran off to be a pirate? Of course I would. Who in the right mind would pass up the opportunity to be pirates with you? Well, you put it that way, I'm not sure. She giggles again. I notice my heart seems to have sped up. It's probably due to Emmy's proximity to me. A hint of strawberries again. I can't help but grin as I gaze down at her. She's happy again. Hey, Hisao? Hmm? Oh, whoa. Is she gonna find the One Piece? No one can never find the One Piece, apparently. It's been fucking thousands of chapters later. And episodes. If you're going to kiss me, you should probably do it soon. I think the lunch bell's about to ring. My thoughts grind to a sudden halt. I'm pretty sure my mouth is hanging open in shock. All I can manage is a strangled huh? This amuses Emmy even more. You were thinking about it, weren't you? She sits up, bringing her face level with mine. I'd probably enjoy it, you know? You're a really... Well... She briefly composes herself, looking like she's about to say something important. If you haven't figured it out by now, I think I've developed a bit of a crush on you. You're gonna have to do something about that. This time her grin short-circuits several important thought processes. At some point I turned toward her, and at another point, her arms moved to around my neck. Oh damn, she's making the first move. And yet another, my arms wrapped around her waist. I'll be damned if I could tell precisely when that happened. As at that moment, there's only a voice in the back of my head yelling at me to kiss her. Sha-la-la-la-la, don't be shy. You gotta try, you gotta kiss the girl. I look into Emmy's eyes. Kendi's here, hey! The one priest was a friend to me all along. Dang it, he's outgrown some cojones. I look into Emmy's eyes. There it is. The thing I saw yesterday on the bed. It's there again. It suddenly strikes me that she's worried that I'll reject her. Oh, what a silly worry for her to have. Her lips taste faintly of strawberries. She leans in the kiss and her arms tighten around the back of my head, making sure that I don't pull away. Not that there is any danger in that. There's a churning feeling in my gut. The world falls away. There's just me, and her, and this bench. My arms tighten, drawing her waist closer, entranced by the feel of her. I inhale her scent, my mind trying desperately to memorize everything about how she tastes, how she smells, how she feels. Damn it! Goddamn bell. The ringing of the bell snaps us both back to reality, and we break the kiss. Emmy's cheeks are slightly flushed, and she seems to be catching her breath. In her defense, so am I. We stand there for a few moments, trying to wrap our heads around what we've just done. Emmy is the first to break the silence. So, wanna grab dinner after I'm done with practice? What a coincidence. I was about to ask you the same thing. Well, actually, I suppose there was going to be some kind of proper date on the weekend or something. But the thought was there, I think. Kissing her and tasting her Hisao. You can kiss someone and taste someone at the same time. And he gives me a playful shove. Yeah, right. You are still in shock from how incredibly awesome I am at kissing. We're gonna head down to the stairs back to our respective classrooms. Hey, I didn't see you talking immediately afterwards either. That I didn't. See you after practice, Hisao. She leans in quickly and gives me a quick kiss in the middle of the hallway, sending me into another brief state of mental freefall. As I head into my classroom, a giggling Misha greets me. Oh, don't fucking tell me she saw it outside the door. Oh. Why, Hee-chan, you romantic you. Did you confess on the rooftop? Did you? Actually, I think it was the other way around. This sends Misha into a fresh fit of laughter. Young love is so unpredictable, isn't it? This being Misha, I suppose I should have expected her to tease me over this. I guess. Before I can really respond, Muto's entered the room and Misha skips off to her seat, giggling all the while. I suspect that I'll get out of that sort of conversation now. Especially seeing as how Emmy kissed me right in the middle of the hall. But somehow, I don't care about that. For the first time since arriving here, my heart feels light. You should have freaking snooper. Oh, we're in the next chapter, y'all. Act 3. Perspective. My head's in a spin all through Muto's class. I'm gonna have dinner. With Emmy. Who wants to be my girlfriend, no less. A date. And then she kissed me. That kiss. I keep going back to it, playing it over in my mind again and again. Everything about that moment felt so right. My mind drifts off, lost in thoughts of Emmy. Aw, the first kiss. To be honest, I mean, even though you can still technically have your first kiss ever, there's still always something special about having the first kiss with someone that you care about. Like the way I see it, the first kiss of when you start being with someone and all that, or dating them, or all that stuff. There's always something kind of fun about it. And also, you know, it's always a new experience in itself, because sure, you kissed other people, but you haven't kissed this person, right? So because I mean that's how I felt when being with Icy and all that during the last holiday. I mean, yes, I've experienced other things, but I haven't done these with him. I haven't experienced these things with him, so it's special and exciting in its own way because of that. And now it's all downhill from here. Oh no! Why you gotta do that? Don't put those thoughts in my head. Like, hi. Hello. Seems like I've drifted a bit too far. Huh? What? Hey, God, you're contracted some kind of amnesia. Someone get the nurse. Class chuckles at Muto's antics. Sorry, sir. Won't happen again and all that, right? Exactly. Muto brightens considerably. Well, lovely to hear. I'd hate to have my star pupil slacking off after all. I've been doing well, but I hardly qualify as a star pupil, I think. Sorry, can't relate. Oh. And I'm fairly certain that this class is the sort that everyone does well in. It's just memorizing formulas. True to my word, I managed to pay attention for the rest of the class. Akai, may I have a word with you? I wonder if I'm in trouble for earlier. Sure. Am I in trouble? Muto looks genuinely confused for a moment. Beg your pardon? Tilts his head on one side and thinks for a moment. Oh, that. No, you're not in any sort of trouble. It's just a question I want to ask you. What's that? Nothing terrible. I was just wondering what your plans for after graduation are. Are you going to university? Yeah, I guess. I can't really see a reason not to go. Given any thought to what you'll study? Not really, no. I figure I'll come up with something when I get there. Muto laughs. Taking things as they come, huh? I'd argue against it, but that's how I did things when I went to university. Well, not really. I knew I'd go into science. I just wasn't sure which one. Ended up with physics, but which is, well, I'm gone for astronomy or what have you. Actually, I started about today the other day. Oh, there you go. Candy's going for it. Actually, I did go for chemistry first, but there were all sorts of things. Muto trails off and frowns slightly. It takes a minute for him to recover his train of thought. And I wait patiently for him to continue. So anyway, I did a lot of physics as well, because I had an interest in that, but I wasn't sure if it was for me. So I'm back to chemistry, and here we are, yes? He smiles at me enthusiastically, as a way for me to confirm that yes, here is where we are. Somehow I get the feeling that Muto had a plan for this conversation, but I'll be damned if I can figure it out. This guy either looks like the most chill dude or just evil. He's just a chill dude. Just a chill guy. I'm sorry, I'm not following you. Muto frowns and rubs his chin a bit, looking perplexed. He then snaps his fingers as if he's remembered what the point of all this was. Oh, right, yes, you. Me? Yes, you should look into studying one of the sciences. You're fantastic at it. Unless you'd rather just go into math. It seems like in all the routes, Hisao is just destined to just pursue science. Muto makes a sour face. Not a big fan of straight math. I always like the experiments more than the proofs. Yeah, none of that straight math. I want that queer math. You're saying I should study science at university? Muto seems thrown off balance by my question. Well, sort of. You can also join the science club. Trouble is, there's not actually a science club. But there could be. You could even be a charter member. A founding father. Of course, you need to find other members. Well, only if you wanted to. He's a science boy, yeah. We could just start it up with the two of us. And, I could give you things to read, and we could talk about them. He looks like he wants to go from teacher to just, I want to be your friend. And I could help you get ready for university and such as well. Wait. Muto rummages around in his briefcase. Tosses me a book. Read that. If it's interesting, then we can talk about it. A Brief History of Time. I don't know if I actually want to read this, but Muto seems pretty excited about it. What's it about? Time, space, space-time, black holes and such. It's not that dense. Just to see if that sort of thing's interesting for you, you understand. Hang around after class. And we can either discuss it, or I can show you how to make explosives in the lab. Jesus Christ. Just wants kids in science, yeah. He raised the hand with that quizzical expression. Oh, damn it. I keep fucking touching the mouse pad. Joking, sorry. Still, I've kept you here long enough now. Think about science as a career path, Kai. I think you'd enjoy it. I almost feel like Muto has like a hyperfixation like on science. So whenever like anything remotely related to science, he's just like, oh, John, right now. Okay. I will. Thank you for the book. I leave the classroom and look up at the clock. I had a chunk of time to kill until Emmy's out of practice. Guess I'll give this book a look. I should probably shower as well. Shower before a date's only proper, right? I head back to the dorms. Science is also your favorite. Too bad I wasn't. Oh, you were never good at math. I wonder where I'm supposed to meet Emmy anyway. She said after practice, but she didn't say where I should find her. I guess I could just swing by the track. That's probably best anyway. If she needs a shower, I could just wait for her in her room or something. Or in the hallway, I guess. That would be better as well. I took a quick shower, remembering to take my medication once I hop out. Now, for a look at this book. Dun, dun, dun. There it is. I wake with a start. Shit, what time is it? I glance at the clock reveals I've been asleep for nearly an hour. Ah, oh, thank goodness. Emmy's practice should be finishing up soon. I throw on some casual clothes and head for the track. Somehow I get the feeling we won't be doing anything fancy for dinner. Emmy doesn't strike me as a very fancy sort of person. Still, I suppose there's a lot I have yet to know about Emmy. Despite our newfound closeness, I still feel like I don't know her as well as I should. That's the point of the dating, man. You gotta... The dating's supposed to help you know her better. Oh well, I have lots of time to fix that. To be honest, I'm looking forward to getting to know her more. Looking forward to getting to know her more. I'm so caught up in my own thoughts that I hardly register that I'm already at the track. Emmy is nowhere to be found. I don't see any signs of the track team. This could be embarrassing. Should I head toward the girls' dormitory when I hear a shout? Hey, Hisao! Oh, we finally get to see her in casual clothes. Oh my god. I turn around and see Emmy making a beeline for me with a gym bag slung over her shoulder. She's changed to some decidedly more casual clothing. A pair of shorts and an olive green top. Her running blades have been replaced by some realistic-looking legs that probably wouldn't fool anyone. Oh. So she also has standard prosthetics. Emi doesn't seem to care about that. In fact, which makes me smile. Hey, you came! I mean, I figured you would, but still. I suddenly find myself wrapped in a rather affectionate hug. It proves to be impossible for me to keep what must be the world's largest grin off my face. Well, of course I came. I'd be crazy not to, right? Emi ponders for a moment. You know, that's true. I mean, I'm pretty amazing after all. I shrug in response. I certainly think so. It's an offhand remark, which is why I'm surprised to see that it seems to have caught Emi by surprise. She blushes and smiles warmly at me before planting a kiss on my lips. Now it's my turn to be surprised. Dang, she is very straightforward with her kisses. Love it. Emi steps back, resting her weight on her back heel, looking pleased with herself. My brain fumbles for an inappropriate response. I should compliment you more often. Emi laughs and gives me a playful shove. Jerk. Throw an arm around Emi's shoulders and then pleased when she immediately leans into me, as if it were the most natural thing in the world. So, where to? I'm not actually sure. Where do people go on dates around here anyway? Damn good question. I've got no idea. Why don't we just head down to the Orimar and grab something portable? Emi's face brightens at this idea. A picnic! I think you're onto something, Hisao. Emi snakes her arm around my waist, and we begin to head for the front gate. Wow, she is very, like, touchy-handsy, huh? Not in a bad way, but I noticed that she does more direct touch than most of the other girls have been. I'm entirely unsure of what I'm meant to do in this situation, but at least Emi seems to be equally clueless. Despite the relaxing feeling of being with Emi, I still can't help feeling a little tense. What if I do something wrong? I'd hate to make an ass out of myself. My trip to Orimar is accompanied by Emi's chatter about how practice went. I keep quiet for the most part, merely enjoying the warmth of being around Emi. Emi definitely doesn't mind public displays of affection. Yeah, with her leaning into her kisses right away, yeah, she does not. She's not worried about that. The other girls are definitely more reserved about it. We get a few odd looks from passersby, but I don't mind. We wind up buying some bread and instant noodles, realizing too late that we cannot actually cook the latter in the park. Oh well, I'll make it for lunch or something. That'll work. The park is located after a brief loss of direction that I blame entirely on Emi. She, of course, blames me. We find a spot beneath a tree and sit down. I lean back against the trunk, and Emi sits across from me. I guess we should have brought a blanket or something to sit on, huh? Emi shrugs. I don't mind. Neither do I. Emi tosses me a package of bread and we dig in. Curry bread. Interesting. I guess I was really paying attention to what I grabbed in the store. Hey, Hisao. You look like your bread's a little spicy. I shake my head, trying in vain to keep an image of manliness. Nah, it's hardly spicy at all. I see, I see. That must be why your face has gone so red. Yeah, exactly. The lack of spice has gotten my blood up. Because of the disappointment. Emi laughs and swallows the last of her bread. Well, if you can't handle it, I'll be glad to take it off your hands. Hey, just because you wolfed down yours so quickly doesn't mean I'm just gonna give you mine. Emi moth pouts, causing me to nearly choke my bread with laughter. Aw, come on, Hisao. Aren't you supposed to be concerned with making sure I've got enough to eat now? We're dating, you know. Though, Emi looks troubled all of a sudden. I can't say I feel any different. Huh? What do you mean by that? What makes this a date? It's just what we would have done anyway, really. Oh, really? But it should feel different because before, when we had lunch, we were friends. but now we're a level above friends. You sound like Reen. Laughter escapes and Emmy grins. Well, she might have put the thought into my head. We've talked about that sort of thing before. Really? About me? Not really, just stuff, really. Reen thinks that the change of a label from friend to girlfriend seems arbitrary most of the time. Like there's no difference between the two. I can think of at least one, you know. You don't tend to kiss your friends quite as much. Yeah, this is something I heard. Yeah, I remember one time, like, me and one of my cousins, we were telling yet another cousin, like, hey, you don't kiss your friends. Because then they stop being friends. Not in a bad way, but I mean, it could be the bad way too, but it just blurs the line too much and you shouldn't do that. Oh, she's the type to take your food. Oh no, she's gonna be the type who's gonna take your fries. Oh, I don't need any fries. I'm gonna take your fries. For the second time today, Emmy blushes slightly and giggles. I suppose you're right. Exactly. I'm always right about these things. About things like this. Sorry. Speak for yourself. Always gotta kiss the homies goodnight. Everyone knows it's fine as long as you say no homo. Emmy rolls her eyes and chuckles. Yes, you're pretty smart, huh? I nod in agreement. Yep. Even Muto thinks so. He thinks I should go into some scientific study after graduation. Emmy raises an eyebrow. Oh, really? Yeah, I'm thinking I actually might do just that. Really, the more I consider the idea, the more it appeals to me. I make a mental note to look into it a little more closely. So, what are you thinking of doing after graduation? Still planning on running? She could do a scholarship on a track, I think. And while she takes your food, she'll do it under the guise of making you eat healthier. Emmy shrugs, seeming almost a bit definitely confuses you. Yep. Don't blur the lines, guys. Emmy shrugs, seeming almost a bit hesitant. I don't know. If I'm good enough, then I can find a team, I guess. You mean you aren't sure? I haven't really thought about it, to be honest. Really? You probably should, you know. Graduation isn't that far off. Emmy fidgets a little nervously. Yeah, well, it's far enough, right? Besides, I've got other things to think about. Whoa. There's a mischievous flash behind Emmy's eyes, and I suddenly found myself gloriously pinned against a tree. Gloriously. Like making sure this is a real date, right? I mean, if we don't kiss, then it's not a date at all, right? I suppose... Strawberries and curry. Not the best combination, but I don't think I mind. Emmy sits back on my legs and grins again. There. Science would approve, right? I have the oddest mental image of Muto nodding seriously and making a mark on some checklist. Oh yes, procrastination. Classic. I can't help laughing at the idea. Well, I'll admit, this is the first time I ever witnessed a kiss being met with laughter. Should I feel offended? No. I'm sure science approves. Emmy beams at me, and I find it increasingly difficult to keep my brain functioning properly. Oh, good. It's at this point I notice that Emmy has stolen the remainder of my curry bread, while I was otherwise occupied with images of teachers wielding clipboards. Hey! Emmy tries to look innocent, but considering she's just crammed the last bits of my bread into her mouth, it does not appear to be working. Thief! A shrug from my companion is all I get in response. Oh, you used your feminine wiles on me. I wasn't that hungry anyway, but I still feel that the point needs to be made. This girl's kind of everything. Emmy seems confused by the phrase feminine wiles, but the understanding dawns on her features after a moment's thought. wasn't anything of the sort. You were laughing. Feminine wows don't involve laughing. I guess I can't argue with this. That doesn't change your thievery. Emmy laughs at my injured tone and gives me a playful shove. Fine, you can have the instant noodles. Are you kidding? That stuff's terrible. If anything, you should definitely eat it as punishment. And I'll laugh when the girl is sitting on my legs. Oh, both of which have fallen asleep by now. What the? Oh, I made her fall. I was like, why did she just fall? Well, not that I made her. Hisao made her fall. I twitch one leg to try waking it up, which has the unintended effect of unbalancing Emmy, who falls to the side with a startled eep. Oh, whoop. Sorry about that. Legs fell asleep on me. Emmy remains on the ground, giggling. I stand up a little shakily, feeling the nerves of my legs return to normal. My eyes wander over the scenery before fixing on the figure of Emmy, who has yet to get up. Her hair is splayed out around her head. Her arms are spread and laughter is bubbling up through her mouth. Everything about Emmy seems condensed into this one image. Her energy, her spirit, her childish giggling. The urge to lay down on the grass with her rises swiftly from the back of my mind to the forefront of my thoughts. And indeed, I am convinced that I would love nothing more than to do just that. Great animation. Yeah. Unfortunately, the sun has set, and it's probably time for us to get back to the dormitories. While Emmy may be happy to stay out here all night, I don't think I have that ability. Besides, homework soon beckons. It wouldn't make sense to start thinking about things like university and then slack off, would it? I extend a hand to Emmy to help her up. But we should probably get going. Emmy makes a sour face. You're right. She grabs my proffered hand, and I pull her to her feet and into a hug. This time I'm the one who kisses her, unable to resist having Emmy against me. Seems a shame to leave, you know? Yeah, it does. But if we don't get back to school soon, we'll probably get into trouble. Emmy pokes me in the ribs playfully. And you need to do your homework, I'm sure. Sadly, you're absolutely right. And I throw my arm around her shoulders. I make the trek back to the school, accompanied by occasional bouts of laughter as our conversation jumps from subject to subject. Everything from running to school to the peculiar way that one of the cafeteria workers smells. Also, is this like the first time there's a proper date? I don't recall or at least I don't remember it anyway, the Shizune's route if she went on a date with Hisao properly. Because Lily and Hanako, they didn't really go on dates much either. It just kind of happened. No, wait, no. Lily went on a date after when she got together with him. I remember that. They went on a dinner date. A fancy dinner date. Hanako was more hanging out with her mostly. Nah. Don't think there was a solid date with her. Wait, Hanako had... Oh, fuck, why can't I remember Hanako's date? Oh, wait a minute. Was that the time when they played, pool? Billiards? Technically, they were kind of alone in that. Shizune never did a date, yeah. She works sex to the counselor and then went back to her. That was the last one, though. She sexed you before at her... in her, what was it, the summer home or something? Or her family's house? It was basically one of her houses. She did it first there, don't forget, and then the counselor room was the second time. All too soon we find ourselves outside the girls' dormitory building. Hana goes back getting into getting into a relationship to begin with her, and it's really the beginning more than anything. Yes, that's what I was talking about. Yeah, she's being tied him to a chair. I only, not that I would know exactly all the details, but I heard about what happens in some of these routes. Well, wait, hold on. Kind of threw off the lull in that. Well, I guess I'll be going then. I guess so, huh? Emmy grins at me again with that mischievous look. Are you gonna be able to survive without me? I laugh. I'm sure I'll manage. How terrible. Aren't you supposed to say something like, I'll be counting the seconds you're away? Nah, I don't think so. Emmy pulls me down to a quick goodbye kiss and sets back, looking unexpectedly shy. Thanks for dinner. I really had fun. Honestly, I did. So did I. I think we shall have to do it again sometime. Emmy laughs at my deadpan delivery and nods. See you bright and early tomorrow morning, alright? You gotta run off that bread after all. Of course, despite the fact that I eat most of it. Yes, despite that. See you later, Hisao. As Emmy turns to head inside, I notice something weird. Something so weird that I'm surprised I didn't notice it earlier. She's limping slightly, favoring the left leg. Hey, Emmy. Huh? Is her leg okay? Emmy looks confused, or at least fakes confusion. I know you went back to Veronica that was skipped after anything. What do you mean, like, I can't access it unless I patch it? I didn't patch it. The Steam version is naturally censored. You can get a patch for it though, so you can read it. I haven't done that though. You're putting a lot of assumption into my ability to do things sometimes. Don't forget, I have ADD. It's sometimes I put off things for months. What are you talking about? Your right leg. You're limping. There's the briefest flash of concern on Emmy's face. Either she didn't want me to know, or she didn't think I noticed. Or, I prefer to think, she just didn't realize it. Oh, that. She shrugs casually. Must have got knocked a little out of alignment during the picnic. No idea what would have caused that, of course. I think back to being pinned to the tree. Oh, you should have told me. We could have stopped and fixed it, you know? Emmy waves a hand airily. Nah, it's not that big of a deal. Don't worry about it, okay, Hisao? It's fine. Why do I get the feeling she's convincing herself as well as me? Oh, shit. There we go. Let's save over foot and mouth. That's the old one. Oh, fuck. She just got the non-steam coffee, obviously. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Okay. On the one hand, pressing her seems like... almost seems like you're kind of forcing yourself... Sorry, not forcing yourself, but more like forcing the idea of like, you're not taking care of yourself and blah blah blah, you know, all that stuff. You're not pressing yourself, look at you, you're not hurt, you know, you're hurting. But at the same time, I'm kind of wondering if we should give her that space. I mean, no one knows what someone can actually put up with. Or, I'm sorry, not put up with, but like, tolerate. What their actual body limits are more than themselves, you know? Like, they would, unless they really don't know, and they admit to not knowing, but I don't think Emmy's like that. I feel like she might have an idea of what she can actually handle. And in this case, she's like, no, like, trust me, I know what I'm doing. This isn't a big deal. Do not make this a big deal. Or at least that's kind of how I see her as being, you know? On the other hand, pressing at me could be that maybe she's not actually keeping an eye on herself, or ignoring what looks like red flags. But, okay, hold on. On the other hand, here go the first word choice. I know, right? On the other hand, I'm kind of wondering if she's pulling like a Toru. I'm saying Toru like from Fruits Basket, where, you know, they'll be like they know like they're struggling with something, but they don't want to admit that they need help. They don't want to admit that they're hurting or struggling because they think saying so would trouble other people. They don't want other people worrying about them. Fuck. And also, I just realized something too. The way this is worded, the question, why do I get the feeling that she's convincing herself as well as me? So I think that itself says that she is choosing and actively ignoring the fact that she's in pain. So I think I'm going with pressing. Your boyfriend now, you got a greater investment to your well-being. It's censored. Wow, they don't even give you a talk when you want to see them this next one. Yeah, unfortunately not. Most scenes of sex on Steam are censored, actually. They're in game prior to putting on Steam. Yeah, there's a patch to do this. It seems a little better than that, but oh well. Alright, yeah, so Sammy, okay. Okay, I would say, yeah, let's press her. Oh god, here we go. I did save it, right? I did. Okay, definitions. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Press. Are you absolutely sure? If you don't want to go ahead and adjust it before heading up the stairs. Oh, sorry. You don't want to go ahead and adjust it before heading up the stairs. You could get hurt if you don't, right? I said it was fine, Hisao. Seriously, don't worry about it. I've got some experience in these matters after all. Yeah, I suppose so. Amy grins reassuringly. Honestly, Hisao, I appreciate the concern, but I really am okay. Now really, I need to get going. Your attempts to keep me around are doomed to fail. Of course. Okay, so maybe this one time is okay. Or at least it doesn't seem like we're being overbearing. Oh god, I'm scared that we're gonna do like a Hanako bad route where... Okay, well... Hanako's bad route, I mean, really, it was just a cocktail of just the worst choices you can do. Oh man. Just prolonging the goodbye, I guess. Or I suppose. Another grin lights up Emmy's face. Good night, Hisao. Good night. As she limps inside, I find myself hoping she's okay, despite her assurances that she's fine. I think I can call this a successful first date. Hell, any day that ends with Emmy pinning me under a tree to kiss me can't be bad, can it? I head back to my room. Mentally thank the gods that Kenji didn't doesn't ambush me in the hallway and get started on my homework. Did I say, oh, I'll see again just in case? Well, I checked. I saw it was there, so we're good. No, Grace, we're gonna mention that Hanukkah's bad end. Yeah. That one made me feel bad. But at the same time, he still deserves it. Like, dude was really being an idiot. Like, for it to end up that badly. Especially with, like... Okay, not that the choices made him an idiot, but it's more like... what was happening in the middle of the bad end route. Where he just kept insisting, like, no, get up, get up. Go outside, go inside. Really sounds like an overbearing parent telling you to go outside because they don't think you're taking care of yourself. There's a disturbing lack of Kenji. Oh no. The morning is far too early for my taste. It doesn't help that I had trouble sleeping last night. There were simply too many things to think about. My mind refused to slow down. Instead, I replayed the rooftop, the park, and everything else over and over in my mind. There's a small part of my mind that is still paranoid that this has all been some kind of joke. That I'll meet up with Emmy at the track and she'll act like nothing happened yesterday. Pushing these thoughts in the back of my mind, I throw on my running clothes and open the door. Emmy's waiting for me with her usual smile. Oh wait, didn't Kenji also say that she was the worst one? So, I wonder what's gonna happen when he realizes that we're dating her. Or that Hisao is dating her. You're late. Or at least you're not early today. Are you tired or something? I found myself ruefully rubbing the back of my head. Something like that, yeah. Lots to think about and all that. Emmy giggles at my mild understatement. He's gonna flip, yeah. Can we skip easily? Hanukkah's is somewhat meaningful. I won't go into specifics on Emmy's written. Citizens are better off not skipped. Oh. Huh, okay. Yeah, I didn't sleep that well either. I was actually glad you weren't early, because I wasn't early either. I wonder the same thing kept us awake. The image of her weeping face passes through my mind. Oh, what kept you up? Emmy's expression falters, but she quickly notices my curiosity and forces a smile. Nothing important. She's obviously not telling me something. The question is, should I press the issue? Something's clearly been bothering her for a while. I want to help her. It would just come off as me being nosy. She's gotta know I care about her, though. Are you sure? If something's bothering you, I'm here to help you sort it out. Emmy laughs, but it's not her usual laugh. There's an edge to it that seems almost bitter. Sorted out? I'm not sure it can be sorted out, Hisao. An almost grim smile crosses her lips. It's like a smile of resignation. I don't think it could help me anyway. That hurts. I don't want to say that it hurts to her, but it does. Sometimes you just gotta understand that when it comes to your partner's problems, you are not responsible for solving those problems. You are not there to fix those problems. You can support, yes, you can help if they need it. But you're not there to fix those problems. Yeah, for a second I thought I should experience that part with Emmy. Oh no. I just got Emmy mostly. It can be skipped without missing too much Definitely have more story injected into them. Mostly Rene's, however, is definitely pretty important. Oh, okay. So Rene is one of the most important ones, and as well as Hanako. Doesn't she realize I want to be there for her when things go wrong? Yes, you can be there for her, but don't try to see if you can solve the problem. Because it's for real, there's gonna be some problems that you cannot fix. I mean, if they want to accept the help to, like, fixing the problem together, then yeah, that's fine, obviously. But you're just do not feel responsible for having to solve it. Well, I won't push you on the matter, but I'm here for you to decide later that you'd like to talk about it. It might help. I can see the debate raging behind Emi's eyes. Seems like she wants to tell me, but she's not sure whether or not she can. Hey, forget about it for now, okay? We've got running to do. You mentioned running, something that she can handle. Brings Emi back to her usual self. Right. Hurry up and stretch, Hisao. We've got to get moving. She takes off like a shot, far quicker than I'm used to. Still, I try to keep pace with her, recklessly testing my limits. It gives me a feeling of freedom, like my heart is no longer important. I find myself wanting to laugh, filled with a feeling of moving beyond what I once called my boundaries. The nurse's warnings to not overdo things echo in my mind, and I disregard them. Oh, you idiot. This feeling I have, this willingness to risk a heart attack for something so trivial as a morning run, feels out of character for me. But is it? Or rather, should it be? Got a weak heart, sure. I'll never be capable of the kind of speed and endurance Emi's capable of. I probably wouldn't be able to get that good even if I had a healthy heart. As around the final bend, I feel my legs screaming in protest, but for the first time, I ignore them. I accelerate to finish at a sprint, nearly catching up to Emi. That was never going to happen, of course. Still, I feel surprisingly good. Oh sure, my legs feel like they're about to catch fire, and I'm having trouble staying upright. But there's been a shift of some sort today. And it's all thanks to the girl grinning at the finish line, waiting for me. That felt a little faster than usual. My comment just met with a grin and a shrug. Can't have you think I was gonna go soft on you now, can I? But you managed to handle it just fine. Well, I couldn't have done it without you. Still feeling the high from the run and moved by a surge of gratitude, I seize Emi in a hug. Thanks. Really, I'm not just saying that. I'm in your debt. Emi seems flustered by my words, squirming uncomfortably. Don't be silly, Hisao. Someone had to haul you out here, didn't they? And it's not like you're not doing anything for me, right? I needed a running partner, remember? Shake my head, still pointedly not letting go of Emi, who stopped squirming and merely looks up at me with a quickly deepening blush that almost seems out of character. No, that's not true. You wanted a running partner, but you didn't need one. If I hadn't shown up the day after the festival, he would still run, right? But it doesn't work the other way around. I only managed to make it out a few times before the festival. And without you, I probably wouldn't have made it out at all after that. Emi smiles at me and prods my chest with one finger. You are pretty lazy, Hisao. Hey, I'll just give you a compliment. Well, you're welcome, I guess. I'll pay it back somehow. Oh, well... That's not necessary, you know. I mean, I kind of like you, Hisao. And being able to run with you in the mornings isn't exactly a bad deal for me either, so... For someone who gets so much praise, she seems unused to gratitude. Can't think of anything else to say, so we fall silent. I become aware of Emmy's breathing, of the dampness of her clothing, and of the scent of her. Coming off of anyone else, it would stink. Coming off of Emmy, fits her in a way nothing else could. Her skin is cool, slick with sweat, and the breeze causes goosebumps to rise. Almost without thinking about it, I lean down and meet Emmy's mouth, which has already been moved to meet my own. Her lips are soft, and she hums happily as we kiss, sending vibrations from her mouth to mine. There's a startling rightness to everything about this moment. We fit one another perfectly. The kiss ends, and I finally let my arms drop back into my sides. Emmy is smiling warmly at me and giggles again. Come on, Hisao. We better go see the nurse. Then it happens. Oh. As she turns to begin walking, she gives out a tiny yelp and stumbles forward. Emmy! I leap to steady her and notice with some concern that she's favoring the same leg as last night. Your leg. Emmy seems panicked and pushes away from me. Hey, it's fine. Her expression must seem hurt, as she hastens to apologize. Sorry. I didn't mean to push you like that. I was just... She stumbles for something to say. Oh, shit. Hey, Andy, you made it. It's nothing. Really. Hey, don't worry about it. She's so flustered, I decided to shrug the whole thing off. But there's a cold feeling in the pit of my stomach, now that won't go away. I try to step in and help her, and she pushed me away. Smiling, I shove those thoughts to the back of my mind and concentrate on Emmy. I just don't want you getting hurt, that's all. You don't have to worry about me. Honest. I'm fine. Yes, you say that, but I don't believe you. I want you to tell me what's wrong. It's like she gets offended by my trying to help. What am I supposed to make of that? I'm still trying to sort out what happened on the track as we arrive in front of the nurse's office. Emmy raises her hand and knock, hesitates, and turns to me slightly guiltily. Hey, can you do me a favor? Of course. Can you tell the nurse that I'll see him later? I just remembered that I've got some stuff to take care of before class. So I really need to get moving. She's trying to avoid him. I peer her closely. She fidgets under my stare. Yeah, she's clearly just avoiding the nurse. The leg of hers. Well, whatever. I said I'd help, and so I will. I'll make damn sure she sees the nurse before the day's out. Yeah, okay. I'll let him know. It looks like I've just given her a pony on Christmas. Thank you so much. You're the best, Hisao. I reward her for my complicity in her lie by a kiss that makes it all worth it. Or so I tell myself. As Emmy heads out of the building, trying hard not to let her limp show, I knock on the door of the office. Ah, Hisao, come on in. I don't see Emmy with you. She's not sick again, is she? In the tone of his voice, I don't think the nurse is expecting me to say, yes, she's ill. She said that she forgot to do something and she had to skip out, but she'll see you later today. Nurse heaves an exasperated sigh. Honestly, that girl. Huh? She's been avoiding me. Yesterday, she was in and out of here without even taking off her prosthetics. And now this. Well, it's not just me Emmy doesn't want worrying. That's a comfort, I guess. Still, I feel like I should say something about her leg. I said I'd lie for her, but she really needs to see them. Now that you mention it, she was limping pretty badly today. And last night as well. Nurse's eyes narrow at the words, last night. And then what exactly were you doing? Were you doing last night? We were, on a date. Nurse raises eyebrows as if surprised. Really? Interesting. Huh? Oh, nothing. His gaze turns thoughtful, and then he grins at me. You don't think you could use some of that boyfriend charm to get her to come see me today, could you? Of course. I was planning on doing that anyway. I think she's really hurt, just pretending she isn't. Yes, she does that. Afraid I'll make her stop running. Will you? I don't like to, but if it's bad enough that she's been limping, well... I guess let's see what's wrong for my slip before I make that call. I see. Amy not allowed to run. There's the thought. I don't know if she'd be able to function without running. There's something about that nurse, yeah. I wonder if she's reluctant to admit anything's wrong. Well, I'll make sure she sees you. Good. Oh, and before I forget. Go to begin what feels like a vaguely threatening manner. Huh. Oh god. Don't forget that I know what medications you're on. You be careful around Emmy, got it? Wow, it looks serious too. Got it. Don't hurt Emmy, wouldn't dream of it. Grand. I'd hate for you to be late. Huh? Late, as in the late Hisao Nakai. He frowns briefly, satisfied. Sounded better in my head. Well, at any rate, get out of here before you miss your first class. Got things to do, I'm sure. Shoo. As I leave, I notice a nurse pulling out his phone and dialing a number. Mako, your daughter's being a pain in the ass again. Better head back to my room, or I really will be late. Hey, wasn't he supposed to check my heart rate? Oh yeah, he totally forgot. Okay, drinking water. Lunch bell sounds, and I bring myself out of the stupor I slipped into during the morning's classes. My lack of sleep last night, coupled with the increased pace of this morning's run, has left me a little exhausted. Despite that, I found myself skipping upstairs up to the roof. There's a thrill of excitement now, in addition to the pleasure one gets from eating lunch with one's friends. True, both Emmy and Reen are still my friends, but Emmy has become more than that now. Reen is back in her usual spot on the roof, almost as if she'd never been absent. She's just laying there. Feeling better, I take it? I raise eyebrows, my reward for speaking. Better than what? Better than you felt yesterday. Reen gives my question some serious thought. I'm not sure. I think I might have felt rather good for some of yesterday, but it's all fuzzy. Too much cold medicine? Well, I was asleep, and that usually is pretty good. But I can't remember what it feels like to be asleep because I'm not conscious for it. It's a real problem. Then again, if I knew how good it felt I might not sleep anymore. But this way I keep trying, so I guess that's how I can keep from being overtired. An eternal mystery to keep you sleeping at night. Maybe mystery's the wrong word. Intangibility might be the proper way to describe it. Huh? No, I don't see it at all. I have no idea what she's talking about, but that's okay, since I rarely do. Excuse me. Big yawn. Do you remember what sleeping feels like? Like yesterday. Do you remember what you felt like sleeping yesterday? Well, I actually did get a lot of sleep yesterday. Huh. Maybe that's because you remember subconsciously. Actually, I think I was worrying about Emmy. Isn't Emmy worried enough about herself? She hadn't considered that, but... Oh, I hadn't considered that, but it gives me pause. True, but would she ask for help if she needed it? Oh, I mean... It's hard to ask for help when you need it. Reen's theme is good. Yeah, it is pretty fun. Reen frowns and I raise an eyebrow. Will I get a proper answer? Probably not. Is there something she should be asking for help with? Her leg, for starters. It seems to catch Reen's interest. Wait, what? Hold on. My brain kind of did a thing where it kind of like didn't notice. Her leg, for starters. Oh, okay. Leg. Leg? It's her, but she won't see the nurse about it. Rin shakes her head with undisapproval. You have to make her. Like, she makes me go to class for her own good. Otherwise, she could lose her legs again, and that's just too weird. Losing things twice. Especially if you don't find them again to begin with. Unless prosthetics are the same as finding something. That's a different kind of loss, isn't it? I think so. Oh, I wonder. Wonder what? Emmy seems to have snuck up on Reed and me, though Reed doesn't seem especially surprised. Which is in itself unsurprising, I suppose. Reed managed to sit herself up quite expertly, throwing her upper body forward and using her momentum to right herself. Oh, your leg. How's it feel? That earns me a frown and a bit of a glare. It's okay, I think. Not worth worrying about. Tell that to the nurse. He's quite insistent that you sit and visit him, you know? Emmy pouts like I've just told her she's been grounded. He worries too much. It's not a big deal. Just a little soreness. I try to resist rolling my eyes in exasperation. It's nothing that you should have no problem seeing him, right? Emmy narrows her eyes suspiciously. Did he put you up to this? Well, maybe a little. That's not the point. I would have reminded you to see him anyway. It'd be terrible to see you really hurt and not doing anything about it. That would make it worse. And I don't really want to see you hurt, you know? Call me crazy, but kind of would prefer to see you happy and healthy. With that statement, Emmy's frown fades a little more, until eventually she's grinning, albeit a little shy. Well, if you're going to put it that way, then I guess I'll have to go see him. Otherwise, you'll keep worrying. And then I'll never hear the end of it, right? That's right, I'll keep bugging about it, and that might put a damper on our dates. How's the food, Hisao? Talk to the nurse, Emmy. How was your day, Hisao? Talk to the nurse, Emmy. Hisao, I think I'm ready to go talk to the nurse, Emmy. See, doesn't work that well. Emmy giggles at my high-pitched rendition of her own voice and gives me an affectionate shove. My voice isn't that high, jerk. I thought it was pretty accurate. Oh wait, no, that was Reem. Sorry, I thought it was pretty accurate. Emmy and I stare at Reem for a while before I burst into laughter. Emmy crosses her arms and huffs, mock offended. I wonder if I could have done it with Hisao's voice. So Alright, so let's see. I'll put a damper on our dates. How's the food, Hisao? Talk to the nurse, Emmy. How was your day, Hisao? Talk to the nurse, Emmy. Hisao, I think I'm ready to go all the way. Talk to the nurse, Emmy. Kind of fun to do it like an inflection of the voice when you're trying to hold on to another voice. You're both jerks. Such vile calumnies from you, young woman. I'm stunned that you would call me, of all people, a jerk. Honestly, I don't know what to think. Maybe sticks her tongue out at me. You ass. So, Reen, how's the art club these days? Reen, seemingly as surprised at his sudden change of topic as I am, takes a minute to think before answering. I believe it's okay. Although Nomiya keeps telling me to work harder. I don't think he understands my methods. He's always struck me as slightly creepy. Reen ponders this statement for a while. I've never really noticed. But I don't pay much attention to him most days, assuming that's why. He just hands down the best. Well, she's the last route, so maybe maybe I saved the best for last. How often do you meet? Thinking of joining, Hisao? What? No, I've already decided to join a club. Really? Which one? Well, it's not really much of a club, to be honest. Oh, you joined the tea club? No, I joined the science club, I think. Emmy looks highly confused. We have a science club? Not really, it's just me. Hisao, that's not a club. That's sitting in your room reading books. No, I mean, it's just me and Muto. I'm just the only student so far. Muto? Really? Thought strikes her. Oh, is that what you were talking about yesterday? Your meeting with Muto? Yeah, that was our first meeting, I guess. Emmy giggles. Nerd. I can't help being clever. Yeah, I could have used your help years ago. You should have had your heart attack earlier in life, Hisao. Jesus. I laughed and then realized it's probably one of the very rare times I laughed about my heart attack. Hindsight. Yeah. The ring of the bell ends our conversation. Guess we better go. Yeah, I guess so. Come on, Reen, you too. Reen's apparently gonna doze off, so Emmy gives her a sharp bump. I almost had it. Sorry, but you need to go to class. I disagree, but maybe if I nap in class, I'll get it this time. Changing location is sometimes helpful for that kind of thing. Neither Emmy or I bother asking what it is. Okay, give me 1 second. The one thing I forgot to do. Gotta use the toilet before I started the stream, so yeah, we're gonna take 5 real quick, okay? Because I really gotta go. Okay. Oh, okay. Back. Also, you guys, I do bring my phone with me into the bathroom, so I was seeing the chat while I was, doing my business. Turntail's way more upfront with everything, especially in comparison to Hanako and Marie. Oh, okay. Everyone hide. Chase it. Okay, return. Alright. Where was I? As we arrive at my classroom, Emmy gives me a quick kiss and heads down the hallway. Ooh, excuse me. That was a bad time for a burp to just come up. Go ahead. Hang on. I'm gonna drink some water real quick. Okay. Emmy gives me a quick kiss and heads down the hallway, Rin in tow. I turn to enter the classroom, to be met by the duo of Shizune and Misha. Misha seems to be fighting a losing battle to keep him from breaking into a fit of giggles, while she translates Shizune's latest rant. We are pleased. No, sorry, that's Emmy's voice. Well, we are pleased, nay thrilled, to see how well you managed to make new friends and forge relationships. And with such a cute too, Hee-chan. I think that last part was probably Misha. We nevertheless feel compelled to politely remind you that public displays of affection are strictly forbidden. Wait, really? That's disappointing, Shi-chan. My Section 8 of the Code of Conduct laid out in the student handbook. In this case, however, ignorance of the law may be your excuse as we are feeling lenient. And the paperwork required to punish the both of you would only add to the already mountainous volume of work which confronts us, the sole members of the student council. And besides, you two are adorable together. Therefore, consider this a formal warning, and please refrain from such displays in the future. At least when Shizune can see you, Hee-chan. Those feel so patiently, so patently ridiculous that I can't help but reply in the same pompous manner. Well, I, for one, feel enlightened. I apologize profusely for my rash actions, and I will strive to contain my baser impulses, which, I fear, impel me towards such inappropriate displays of public affection. It is hardly my wish to burden an already overworked student council with such petty matters, and I will do my best to make your lives easier in this matter in the future. At least when Shizune is watching. Last line is delivered with a wink to Misha, who finally loses control for laughter. Well said, Hee-chan. Chuckling a little to myself, we enter the classroom. Class is uneventful, and after the final bell rings, I found myself alone with Muto again. So, looks like we all have assembled for the second meeting of the science club. Second meeting. The sass, I know the sass was pretty good. Or is it the first? What do you think? Should we count yesterday as a meeting? Well, we did form the club yesterday, didn't we? That seems like club business, so we can safely call yesterday a meeting. Amateur is usually the first one people get due to being the easiest to log into. I just tell the nurse like start exercising, then go for it when running. Ah. Oh, so that's all it is, huh? Okay, so then that kind of says it then, but pretty sure Icy ended up on Emmy's route now with that, because he did both of those things on his stream, so he's gonna be on Emmy's route. Damn it, man. Like I said, I was so sure he was gonna end up on Hanako's route. I really didn't think that he was just gonna avoid being nice to Hanako in any way. Well, I mean, he was kind of nice there, but not in all the ways, to get on her route. Oh well. I'll admit, I was wrong. I remember for me, though, I ended up on Shizune's route, but that's because, to me, it seemed easy to go for her route. And honestly, I was kind of locked and loaded already when I first saw her and all that, like, what her attitude was. I'm like, I like it. She's a She's a little boss lady. Love it. So with that in my head, I was already kind of like already picking her, so I was doing all the things that I thought or felt that would secure me onto her route, and sure enough, yeah, it wasn't that hard. Mujo smiles in his usual stilted and awkward way. I wonder if the muscles in his face are just not shaped correctly to let him smile naturally. I really do have a knack for this, I think. Logical thought processes. That is. Yeah, it's just two people in the club is just depressing. Yeah, look at the student council. I guess so? The scientist speaks with authority, Hisao. The answer here is, yes, I do. When the world wants to know how it works, we tell it. Even if it's all we've got is a decent hypothesis. We must sound certain anyway, because we're the authorities on the subject, right? He chuckles to go along with this awkward smile and at his awkward joke. I'm doing my best not to grimace, but I don't think I'm being too successful. That's entirely false, of course. We know a lot, sure, but nobody's an expert. Oh, fuck, my stupid fingers. Okay. But nobody's an expert on how the world works, if only because nobody can be sure. With no certainty, there are no experts. But we like to pretend sometimes. There's some things we can be certain of, right? I don't think Mitchell's appreciated enough as a character. Yeah, he does feel like an awesome character. Great teacher. Yes, but no. Well, yes, but actually no. We know gravity's there, for example. To illustrate, Mucho picks up a pencil and drops it. See, it's still there, but it's good to check every once in a while. Why you'll still see researchers mucking about with gravity. We're pretty sure we know how it works, but there's always a chance that something isn't how we think it is. So you check, and check, and check. Science in a nutshell, Hisao. The whole time I listened feeling rather spellbound. Muto seems to be really passionate about this stuff. I think. It's hard to tell sometimes. How the world works. How humans work. How the universe works. All these questions to be answered. And depending on what I go into, maybe I could even figure out a way to fix my heart. That's it, I don't think it's a real priority to me. I know I look so haggard. Besides, as we started discussing the book he gave me yesterday, I found myself more and more interested in that my heart condition. Zinc estimated before the Higgs boson was detected, so I guess we found out something new about gravity after all. Oh shit. Before we realize it, an hour's gone by. Well, let's call this meeting over for now, yeah? We'll have another meeting tomorrow, or the day after. Consider this for a moment. Call it the day after. We got a lot of grading to do. Okay, see you then. Sorry, as I get the chat. As I exit the classroom, I realize that I don't really have anything to do tonight. Emmy and I didn't make plans, so... Well, I guess I'll go to the library. Beats doing homework in my room anyway. The library always seems cooler than the rest of the building. Why do you keep the books from getting damaged by excessive heat and humidity? Books are sturdy objects, but if you want to keep them in good condition, it takes a little effort. I've got several books that are so well worn the pages are barely clinging to the spine. It seems impossible for them to still be usable, but if you handle them with care... I make my way to the main desk, where I spot Yuko busying herself with something or another. She smiles at me as I enter and wave. Hello, Hisao. Good to see you again. What are you looking for this time? Nothing particular, I guess. I just didn't really feel like going back to my room is all. Yuko nods. Well, if you're unoccupied, maybe you could help me look for something? Sure, what do you need? Yuko brings a finger to her lips and looks around furtively. She seems to be looking for eavesdroppers. Come closer. I take a few hesitant steps forward while feeling distinctly unnerved. Yuko lowers her voice to a confidential whisper. I'm on the trail of the Yamago cat burglar. The what? Shh! The walls have ears, Hisao! Or they might. But listen, those missing books. Remember them. Yeah, what's with the dramatic music? What the fuck? Well, they weren't missing. They were stolen. I'm convinced of it. I remember you saying something of the sort earlier, but how do you know? Yugo leans in closer, and if possible, whispers even lower. Because I found one of his hiding places. You did what? Yugo looks triumphant. Found one of his stashes. It was under one of the stairwells in the boys' dorm. 3 books I've been looking for. All 3. Oh, all there. I suspected a thief before, but this proves it. So, did you take back the books? Yugo looks as if I just suggested she walk around naked. Are you nuts? You can't know I'm onto him. He might go to the ground and evade capture. Aha. So what do you need my help with then? I think I remember hearing that she was Kenji's girlfriend. She was Kenji's girlfriend? What the fuck? Yugo casts another glance around the library and leans it closer. You've got to spy for me. Spy? Well, like when you're in the dorms, you know. Keep an eye out for suspicious activity. What constitutes suspicious, anyway? I mean, Kenji's a pretty suspicious dude, but I'll wager he barely goes to class, much less sneaks into the library to pilfer books. So what's the harm in saying yes? At least he'll get me out of this weird conversation. Yeah, I can do that, no problem. Nico straightens up and claps excitedly. Great! Now, hurry up and talk about something else in case someone comes in. How's the school treating you? Pretty well, actually. I've been running in the mornings with... I mean, Ibarazaki, right? Yeah. How'd you know? I served you to the tea house, remember? I deduced that if you were going to run with anyone, it would probably be her. She looks pleased with herself. Impressive. Anyway, yes, so we've been running in the mornings. And, we kinda started dating. Yugo claps her hands together excitedly. Really? That's great. I'll bet you two are great together. I love seeing people find one another like that, you know? I even thought to myself when you walked into the Shanghai that one time, I wonder that kid will wind up with one of those girls. Really? Yugo doesn't seem to notice my somewhat weirded out tone and nods affirmatively. Yep, I could tell that you'd wind up with one of them, you know. I've got an eye for that sort of thing. Of course. Expression droops slightly. I'm not so good at it myself. Oh, I'm sure that's not true. Oh, it's true. I met this guy once. We got along really great, but it turned out he was younger than me. Oh. And that was kind of weird, but not terribly so. What was really weird was he disappeared one day. And I've not seen him since then. Huh, that does seem kind of odd. Doesn't it? I hope it wasn't something I did. I feel compelled to reassure her. I'm sure it wasn't. Hang on, I just started giving off Kenji vibes. So I have a girlfriend now, at least according to Shizune's roots. Oh man, god damn, burps just keep coming up. Holy shit, so she really was Kenji's girlfriend. I intend to try and calm her down further, but the both of us jump in surprise at the ring suddenly coming from my pocket. Yugo sighs to steady herself as I pull the phone from my pocket. feel a little sheepish for indirectly causing the incident. Emmy? What's up? Oh, thank God I haven't called your phone before, so I didn't know if this number would work or whether you would pick it up, and I can't. Whoa there, Emmy, slow down. What's wrong? Just paused on the other side of the line. Very much I could hear Emmy trying to control her breathing in order to calm down. Something's got her terribly agitated. It's starting to agitate me. Hey, can you stop by? Like, now? Or shortly after now? I really, really need to talk to you. There's a tone of pleading in the last sentence I don't think I've ever heard from her. Of course. I'll be right there. Hold steady, okay? In my increasingly agitated state, I've apparently started saying things that don't quite make sense. Okay. I'll be okay. See you soon. I pressed the button to end the call before slipping the phone back into my pocket. Apologize to Yuko for running off and run off. Imagine having Kenji or a boyfriend. Oh boy. Don't get me wrong, I mean, come on, the dude's kind of an incel, so... Yeesh. Perhaps at some point, I would have stopped to think about the time, or how suspicious it looks for a guy to enter the girl's dorm at this hour. Except right now, I'm just concerned with getting to Emmy and finding out what's wrong and how I can help her. I knock on the door and then greeted to the subdued, "Come in." Something is very wrong as I stare at the scene before me. Emmy's there, yes, but she's in a wheelchair. And her legs are missing. I glance around the room and see them sitting in a corner, looking like they've been thrown there. Oh, what the? Emmy responds to my entrance with a lopsided grin. I was both pleased to see me and completely, utterly heartbroken. Hi, Hisao. Looks like she's been crying, but if she was, she stopped now. I noticed I'm a little out of breath, having taken the stairs 2 at a time in order to get here. Heart doesn't seem to mind the strain, though. I filed this happy fact away for later consideration. Like when I am not staring at someone dumbstruck at my girlfriend in a wheelchair. Realizing I've still not responded to her greeting, my brain lurches into gear. Emmy? What happened? I guess I should have listened to you, Hisao. My leg's got a nasty infection. Oh no. So she was scraping. I see a mouse. Yeah, I know. Sometimes the mouse cursor pops up because my hand touches it by accident. Okay, don't worry. I moved it out of the way. So the prosthetic was rubbing into her leg slowly and slowly until it was starting to break skin, and I'm assuming because it's skin on, you know, it's skin against something. Whenever skin is against something and you let it sit there for a long while, you start sweating onto it. You're sweating onto it and you don't let it breathe. It's probably gonna get infected. I'm not allowed to run on it for at least a couple of weeks. She gives a bitter laugh. That should be coming from her. I can't even walk on it. Could have used a crutch and kept one of my legs, but I didn't see the point. Why hop? I can't run on one leg. At least this way I can still, I don't know, roll faster, something. Yeah, that's good, right? I've been just lying in bed reading for hours in the night. It's pretty easy to get infections because of the humidity. Yeah, see, there you go. Sweat. My awkward attempt to look into the bright side seems appreciated but not really effective. Emmy shrugs again. It's just kind of a nuisance. I mean, we can't even eat up on the roof now. No wheelchair access. Yeah, but that's not a big deal, right? I mean, we could still eat together, and that's not the important. And that's the important thing. I love sight grin again. It hurts to look at. Oh, I suppose so, yeah. But like I said, it's a nuisance. Wait. My brain lulled for a second there. Yeah, it's a nuisance. Okay, yeah. Okay, never mind. I did not miss it. I mean, I haven't really used a wheelchair in... She thinks for a minute. Maybe 7 years? Something like that, anyway. A long time. I'm afraid a bit of out of practice. Well, fortunately, it's only temporary, right? Emmy nods. Oh yeah, of course. It's not like I lost them permanently. It's a pain in the ass all the same. Oh, God damn it, I did it again. Get out of here. I nod sympathetically. There's not much I can do after all. What am I gonna do? Say, I told you so? Although I did tell her to get that leg looked at. But by the time I noticed, it was too late anyway. Do you need help with anything? That is, can I help with anything? Amy shakes her head, and there's a bit of her usual grin back. Nah, I can manage fine by myself. Although if you want to help me over to my bed, it would save me the trouble of rolling over there myself. I blush, in spite of myself. Amy giggles. You're such a prude, Hisao. I'm not a prude, I just wouldn't want to take advantage of a young woman such as yourself. It's ungentlemanly. Can I wish this princess carry her up to the roof? Yeah, we could have. I wheel Emmy's chair to her bed, and easily scoop her up and deposit her there. She quickly sorts herself out and sits on the side. She's actually a little heavier than she looks. It would be rude of me to deserve this somehow, of course. Man, you're kind of heavy. Oh, Emmy hits me with the pillow. Ass. Just saying is all. Oh hey, Chili, you made it. Must be all that running. At the mention of running, Emmy's grin falters slightly. Huh, well, I guess I won't have to worry about that for a bit, huh? Maybe I'll lose some weight. That's what you do to lose weight, right? Cease physical activity? I'm pretty sure that's what the nurse would recommend. Speaking of which, are you going to still be showing up in the mornings? I hate to run a lot. Ah, shit. Maybe said interjection, more disquieted muttering than anything too profane. Seizes, pauses me to look over in shock. What weight is there to lose? I know, right? She looks so thin. What is there to lose? Muscle mass? She's leaning forward, trying to cover the fact that she's crying by covering her eyes with a hand. Of course, the subdued sobbing makes it pretty obvious that she's crying. Hey, I'm sorry. Forget I said anything, okay? Hang on. Butter time. Okay. No, that was me. That was me. That was me stumbling my words. God damn it. I place a hand gingerly around her, pull her close. I can think of nothing else to say or do. It would comfort someone who's just losing their legs, who just lost their legs again. Well, exactly what you're doing. You don't have to say anything. Sometimes you could just sit there, hug them. And maybe that's all they want usually, just that little bit of comfort. Like I said, they're not expecting you to... I mean, you shouldn't have to be the one to, like, give all the right answers, give all the... do all the perfect things for them to be better, you know, feel better and all that, you know. Just be there. She's already lost her legs, technically. She has prosthetics on her legs. They're saying that she lost her prosthetic legs because they told her, hey, you got an infection right where your leg stump is touching the prosthetic and it's rubbing up in there, so yeah. No more of that. You're in a wheelchair or crutch or whatever until you heal and recover. You're done with grill. Emmy wraps me in a hug and stays that way for a while. Sorry. I'm pretty bad at this whole comforting thing, I guess. Don't say that. I'm fine. Really. Voice is slightly muffled by my chest. Pat her head reassuringly. That's the spirit, right? We'll get through this fine. I know it. Super wheelchair. Not a disability. It's not uncommon for retired athletes to become overweight from eating too much. Oh. Oh, they don't adjust their diet. Damn. Besides, I'm here to help you, remember? I moves her head and stares at me with tear-stained eyes. Can you? Can you really? She's grinning lopsidedly. And something sparkles in her gaze. I can't tell if I'm being mocked or not. Of course. I mean, sure, you're a bit heavy, but... Okay, that's what that was. My witty comments cut off at a sudden press of Emmy's lips on mine. Oh, okay, that's what that was. I thought she was smacking him for saying that she was heavy. Oh gosh, okay, hold on. I gotta read that again. Of course, I mean, sure, you're heavy, but... Okay, it's more like a... I'm caught off guard, and then rewarded by hitting my head on the wall behind her bed. Behind her bed. Ow. Amy pulls back, trying to look concerned, rather than like she's about to laugh. Are you okay? Sorry. I rub my head ruefully and turn back at her. Caught me off guard there. Is that going to become a habit? Am I going to be lectured by Shizune and Misha more? I mean, a kiss counter, yeah. Eventually the duo, Emmy giggles. Honestly, those two. I didn't know why. I'd be utterly confused as to why she hangs around with someone so bossy. Which one are we talking about? You know exactly which one, Hisao. Misha's hardly bossy. So what's the reason then? Huh? The reason why Misha hangs around Shizune. Ooh. I mean, since I already done Shizune's route, I know exactly why Misha hangs around with her, and it's a little depressing. Amy waves my question off with a smile. No idea. I see. Anyway, you seem to be forgetting the original question, don't you? Oh yeah, I guess I am. You don't mind giving a guy a little... Oh, whoops. It's Hisao. You don't mind giving a guy a little warning, would you? Otherwise, I'm liable to wind up with a concussion. I emphasize the point by rubbing at the back of my head. Emmy giggles madly. You could wear a helmet. No kids here do, you know. Or I could just take revenge. I grab a pillow from beside me and whack Emmy over the head. Bonk. Emmy topples off the bed and lands on the floor with a thump. Oh, I made her fall off the bed? Her arms promptly reappear in the bed and she manages to pull herself back up. She really has a surprising amount of strength in that little body. Shit, pillow fight, yeah. Her face is turned downwards and away from mine, making me think I might have accidentally hurt her. Emmy, you okay? You didn't hit your... Hand shoots up and grabs my collar. She pulls me up in with a sharp tug at her face, now barely an inch away from mine as she grins cheekily. Emmy? She gives me a... Oh. She gives me a sharp headbutt, our foreheads making quite a loud thud. Bonk. I sit back and rub my now sore head as Emmy smirks victoriously. How's that for revenge? No fair. You can't take revenge for revenge. So I'm missing most of her legs. Emmy's surprisingly agile. Emmy's has some really creative scripting when it comes to sprite animations. Oh. Yeah, I've been noticing that. And also some onomatopoeia. I swipe at her. She definitely rolls out of the way and lands a hit with her pillow. Of course, the odds are against her. I can stand up for starters. Damn. Most of her legs. She's got, like, past the knee a bit. She's only got past the knee. That's all. That's much of her legs that she's got. Ugh. Oh my god! It led up to fucking sex. Okay. So, I mean, I'm not too surprised. Pillow fight turned intimate. That was so abrupt. I was not expecting that. I'm gonna be going a big day tomorrow. Okay, we're gonna wrap up soon here, A-Leaf, so go rest up. Why is there shrimp on my screen? You know exactly why there's shrimp on your screen. So there's sudden focus on like food or some random shit. That's um that's the Steam version in that they're censoring the sex scene. This is the horniest route. I thought fucking Lily was the horniest route because she wanted sex like 4 times. I mean, 3 times is not really a lot, but I mean, 3 times in a route to happen, that seems pretty frequent to me. Once was the thank God we're alive, oh, thank God you're alive sex. The other one was the, hey, let's fool around this tub a little bit, you know? I know you're naked in there. And then the third one was them doing it, and then he starts having a heart attack in the middle of it. It's also the funniest H. Oh man. Okay, turn on my family friendly YouTube live stream. Not on my Christian Minecraft server. I think that was just. I think that's just good. I think that was just Skip had Rain walking halfway through to look at a cloud from enemy's window. Oh my god. Let's remember if enemy's not the same. I played censored, so I got super scared. So my shirt. Yeah, that was yeah, no, I got like random shrimp and then random food being cooked, and then there's a chinchilla at one point hanging out with a squash or something. Yeah, like I said, it's random images. I forgot about the shrimp though. Now, see, that would have been funny if that happened right with Hanako's Hanako's scene. Oh, it's terrible. The sunlight breaks through my window shortly before my alarm ruins the morning silence. Okay, we are going to stop there because that is into the stream time. I'm going to leave that there. So, let's see. Let's overwrite the morning run because that doesn't have a decision on there. All right. The Shabonika's name is kind of dark, but also hilarious. Isn't that what also what Rain said? Like, oh yeah, I feel hungry when I see her. I kind of wish this just started me. Oh man. Poor Hanako. We're like making these terrible jokes at her expense. Well. Alright, there it is. The first sex scene between Hisao and Emmy. Like, that's basically half bacon. Oh man. She's just got a little crispy, that's all. I'm trying to think. Yeah, Shizune's only had like 2 sex scenes in our recover. 3 if you do a certain bad option route. But yeah, so far so good. This has been coming around and was not expecting to end on a sex scene, really. I thought we'd have a little bit more, something else. Not that. Oh well, it is what it is. It's all over. I gotta show you the. Yes, there's a quote unquote trailer. Interesting. I wonder if it's like new disabilities or some shit. Alright, so that said, guys, have a good rest of your morning, day, night, whatever. I will see you guys tomorrow night with more Persona 3 Portable. We're gonna get through Tartarus a bit more. It's fan. Oh, fan animation. That sounds like fun. Alright. So far, let's see, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 4 routes already. Because now we're like in Act. What was it? Act 3? Yeah, her route. Emmy's route. And you guys keep saying that Ryu's route's gonna be really good, so I'm hoping that's the case when I start her route next. Okay, so going on a bit longer than I should. For some tartar sauce. Shoujo fan missions, title insta feels for all the endings. Oh. Alright guys, so have a good night. And I'll see you guys tomorrow night with more Persona 3 Portable. If you want to join for that, that's up to you. So until then, take care, and bye-bye.